How to develop excellent speaking skills. Hi everyone and welcome. My name is María Blanco. I am a senior lecturer in Spanish at the University of Westminster and a language learning strategies coach. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to 4 frequent challenges that people experience when developing their speaking skills and 5 top strategies for speaking with fluency and accuracy. But before doing that, let's reflect on your starting point, your current learning strategies. Let's do that by answering 3 simple questions. 1. What strategies have you used to improve your speaking skills so far? 2. Which ones have worked well for you? And 3. What challenges do you experience when developing speaking skills? Think about these questions for a moment. Pause the video if necessary to identify what is working well for you and what you find challenging right now. The challenges. Challenge number 1. Acquiring a wide range of vocabulary. To feel at ease speaking, we need to have learned and be able to remember many words. And learning many words is a challenge for many students, particularly if they are not immersed in an environment where the language they are learning is spoken. Challenge number 2. Acquiring good pronunciation. Speaking a new language often means that we need to be able to pronounce sounds that are non-existent in our mother tongue. That is a challenge. Challenge number 3. Acquiring a good command of grammar. If we want to communicate with fluency and accuracy, we will need to understand and automatize many grammatical structures, and again, many of them are non-existent in our mother tongue. So this is another challenge. Challenge number 4, mindset. Speaking in another language often tests our self-confidence. Worries about what other people may think about us or the voice of our own inner critic can block our progress considerably. This is a frequent challenge for many language learners. On a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being very poorly and 10 excellent, which of these 4 areas are more or less challenging for you? 1. Acquiring a wide range of vocabulary. 2. Acquiring good pronunciation. 3. Acquiring a good command of grammar. And 4. Keeping a positive mindset. Okay, so now it's time to focus on the solutions. The strategies we are about to introduce are the solutions. They are techniques that will help you to overcome all the challenges mentioned before. If you apply them, you will be able to speak fluently without having to pause a lot between words or sentences, and you will be able to convey your ideas with precision. So let's get started. The strategies. Top strategy number 1, motivate yourself. Motivation is a very powerful force. Having a strong motivation to speak will energize your process of language learning. And motivation is very connected to goal setting. So having clear goals for your speaking skills is important. Why do you want to be able to speak well? To interact with native speakers of a language when you travel abroad? To connect with your cultural heritage, to engage in future business transactions with customers, to integrate more fully in the social environment where you live, to strengthen your relationship with close friends or relatives, to enjoy works of literature and cinema in the original version. Any other reason? Remember that the more connected your motivation is to things that really matter to you, the better. Remembering and keeping your eye on the prize will give you a lot of energy for learning. Top strategy number 2, grow your vocabulary. You can grow your vocabulary in 3 ways. A, exposure. Exposing yourself to the language you are learning through listening and reading will increase your vocabulary, particularly if you read and listen often to material which is neither too easy nor too difficult for you, and particularly if the texts and audios or videos are on topics that you find interesting and enjoyable. Nowadays, it is very easy to access suitable materials through the internet, artificial intelligence, all sorts of applications, and streaming services like Netflix. So go for it. Select materials for reading, listening, and watching regularly to immerse yourself in the language. Get into the habit of doing that, and your vocabulary will grow almost without you noticing. B, focused study. Another way of growing vocabulary is through focused study. Focused study is about concentrating on the study of specific words and phrases, aiming to memorize them well so that you can recall and use them later when you are speaking. The first step is to select the words and phrases you need or want to learn. The second step is to apply techniques that will help you to memorize the vocabulary you have selected, such as flashcards, mind maps, and vocabulary notebooks. For more details on this, you can watch our video, How to Learn Vocabulary Effectively, where we explain these techniques in detail. C. Practice, practice, practice. Make an effort to use the vocabulary you are learning, whether it is using instructional materials like vocabulary exercises or real-life contexts, like written messages and conversations with native speakers or people who are learning the same language. Practice, practice, practice. Top strategy number 3, develop good pronunciation. Developing good pronunciation requires us to imitate sounds that often do not exist in our mother tongue. It requires us to be able to listen and imitate new sounds and intonation patterns. You can achieve this by regularly using a very simple strategy, which I'm going to call listen, read, and repeat. The first step of this strategy is to select an audio with content that is suitable for your level. You also need the transcript. For example, if you are a beginner, you could select a short audio with transcript that contains a dialogue of someone ordering food and drinks in a cafe, a dialogue between a customer and the waiter. The second step is to play a small fragment of the audio, pause, and then repeat out loud what you have just heard, imitating the speaker to the best of your ability. You do that with all the content of the audio. Listen to a fragment, pause, and then repeat out loud the fragment. You may need to repeat the same process with the entire audio several times until you feel comfortable with the pronunciation. The third step is to play the audio and speak along without pausing. Basically, you are speaking at the same time as the speakers. And again, you may need to do this several times until you can really manage to speak in sync with the speakers. This strategy is very simple, and it will help you enormously to develop not only good pronunciation, but also fluency. Other micro strategies that will help you develop a good pronunciation are: 1. To get into the habit of listening and repeating out loud new single words when you check their meaning in the online dictionary. Play the audio and repeat the word out loud several times. 2. Break down words that are difficult into chunks. Practice the pronunciation of the chunks and then join them together until you can pronounce the whole word. For example, the Spanish word electrodoméstico. electrodoméstico, electrodoméstico, electrodoméstico. 3. Use apps to work on individual sounds that you find particularly challenging. There are many on the market that will show you how to position the speech organs to pronounce the sound. Top strategy number 4. Automatize your grammar. The strategies for automatizing grammar are the same as for growing vocabulary. You can automatize grammar through exposure, focused study, and practice. A. Exposure. You need to expose yourselves to text, audios, and videos containing the grammar structures that you want to automatize. For example, if you want to speak fluently about past events, you could select texts, audios, or videos that contain biographies. And again, you should select material which is neither too easy nor too difficult, and topics that you find interesting and enjoyable. If you do that regularly, the past tenses will stick in your mind. B. Focused study. As with vocabulary, first you need to select the grammar structures you want to automatize, and then use techniques like flashcards, diagrams, and grammar notebooks that will help you to memorize consciously those grammatical structures. C. Practice, practice, practice. Finally, you need to put yourself in contexts where you can practice the new structures until they become automatic. And you don't need to think about them. You just produce them effortlessly. Top strategy number 5. Develop a positive mindset. Believe in yourself. Eliminate self-doubt from your mind. Anyone can develop their speaking skills further. Our ability to learn is unlimited. You just need to keep in mind your goal and commit a reasonable amount of time to working on the development of your speaking skills using effective language learning strategies. Do not compare yourself to others. Our abilities, needs, and lifestyles are unique, and so it is with the rhythm of our progress. Comparing yourself to other students who are better or worse is a waste of time. Believe in yourself, focus on yourself, do the necessary work, acknowledge your progress, notice the areas where you need to do further work, and keep going. You will go very far if you do this. Be persevering, positive, and patient. Achieving excellence in any skill requires perseverance, a positive attitude, and patience. There are always ups and downs, but it's possible to get very far if you keep a positive mindset, keep going, and persist in your learning. Recap. So let's do a quick recap. The 5 top strategies for developing excellent speaking skills that we have covered in this video are: number 1, motivate yourself. Number 2, grow your vocabulary. Number 3, develop good pronunciation. Number 4, automatize your grammar. And number 5, develop a positive mindset. That's all from us. We hope you have enjoyed the video and feel better equipped and more confident about developing your speaking skills up to a very good level. We wish you the very best in your speaking learning journey. Happy language learning. Bye-bye.